Yo, what it do, 2K fans? It's your boy JuKIng the Boss. Now, recently I dropped a video talking about separating park and neighborhood in NBA 2K products. Now, I know that maybe a couple people probably didn't really like the fact of separating the two, but for the most part, I talked about all of the benefits that come from separating them. One of the biggest things that I didn't get a chance to really dive deep into was the inclusion of multiple parks from that. Now, if you didn't catch that video, like I said, I highly recommend go back and check that one out so that way you can understand everything that I'm about to say now about these parks and how it would fit into the grand scheme of things. Now, if 2K were to look at that video and they decided to design that way, we could remove a little bit of the latency issues and decrease some of the lag that would make these parks that I would love to see emulation almost an awesome perfection in NBA 2K. So let's go over this list and let's take a look at what parks that I wouldn't want to see recreated but used as a template for a park design in NBA 2K20. All right, so I want to kind of get this one out the way. The 2v2 courts. Now, I don't want to see the 2v2 courts eliminated. I do want to see the format changed. But if they continue with the current format, here's 3 courts that you can kind of you can Google and look at, and you'll see exactly why I chose these courts. So the remote court in Iceland, the coast side court in Belize, and the Eurobasket pop-up court in Postonia Cave. If you Google any one of those courts, I guarantee you'll see exactly why these courts would be great for the current 2v2 format. Not if they adjust the format and make 2v2 games more competitive. Now, these courts would be perfect because nobody wants to see them one-sided games. Nobody. Now, like I said, sorry to kind of crap on 2v2 games, but I'm just saying it'd be great to have those courts not taking up space in a park and taking up resources in a park where everybody wants to play with a couple of people or with a few people and get a bigger game going. All right, so now we're going to get into the real nitty gritty. So the first theme park I would love to see would have to be something like Mosswood Park in Oakland, California. Now, I've seen so many pictures of this park and it has a very beautiful, beautiful area. So this park looks like the perfect suburban style park for 2K to try to emulate in 2K20. Now, this park is filled with grass and green trees and bushes and everything. So you could surround this park with those simple trees and grass area. And it's always going to be looking like somebody should be having a cookout somewhere in the park. You could also utilize this park for other kind of activities within 2K's basketball structure, and that's what would make it pretty cool. But you can add a few seating areas and then create some basic fans that are, like I said, wearing advertising shirts and everything. Once again, you're decreasing the amount of information that you got to put out there with all of the signs everywhere, advertising this and advertising that. And you can simply just have fans that have Nike shirts on or Under Armour shirts on or Reese shirts on or Sprite shirts on, whatever advertisers that you have in the game this upcoming year. You could simply go with a four court setup, and even one of those courts could be a 2v2 court. But this is a perfect area for you to have your 3v3 courts, or maybe 2 3v3 courts and a 1 4v4 court. I like the theme of it. I like the look of it. I think that it would make a perfect addition and always give you a good little calming backdrop that competition is going to get tough on, but it just looks very calming, makes you feel comfortable going and playing in that area. All right, so the next park is that Venice Beach style park. Now, we remember the template that they used Venice Beach to create, which turned into Sunset Beach. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing that beach themed park, that backdrop that makes you feel like, you're playing ball alongside the beach. It does look and feel like the surface is different. And to me, that is what this game should be about, playing ball in different kind of locales. And so you could have 4 courts max. I mean, you could add a small workout area where a person like me could replenish his Gatorade boost after the L I took. Or you could add a small juice bar for me to get my legal supplements that are going to enhance my game for the next round. So here you could have 4 3v3 courts, or you could have 2 5v5 courts. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing maybe 3 4v4 courts and 1 5v5 court. Mainly because, like I said, these courts, we want great backdrops. We want to be able to add I really feel like it would be even better to be able to add a simulated AI crowd in between the courts, so that way make you feel like you're actually playing for somebody, even though at most, if you are a streamer, you're playing for your streamer, for your viewers. Or if you are a YouTuber, you know, you're just trying to create some good content. So I wouldn't mind seeing that little bit of an AI crowd to make you feel like you're playing in front of somebody, for those who are literally just playing a game, want to feel really cool, maybe want to share their clips on 2K TV. It would be good to add that kind of court, that kind of park on NBA 2K's server structure, so that way give you that beach backdrop. So you already knew that this one was coming. Of course, I got to talk about the cage. And I'm not talking about the NBA 2K19's Under Armour cages. I'm talking about West 4th Street Court, also known as the Cage in New York, or Jackson Park cages in Chicago, or even Rucker Park to a certain extent. And the reason why I think these parks would be great to, one of these parks would be great to mimic. I don't have an exact handle on which one I would love to see mimic more. That's up for you to decide which one you would love to see showcased more as used as a template. But for me, just adding one of these parks as a template and then using that template to build a cage-like environment for hardcore. And I know they kind of sort of did that with Under Armour cages, but because it wasn't like street basketball, it was more of the arcadey basketball. I'm not taking nothing from it, but it doesn't add the same level of intensity that playing in those environments do. Just imagine a 20-foot fence enclosure surrounding a court, a whole court. That's already an intense environment. You put that in 4 different areas, and then you got a more urban backdrop, which means that you got regular AI players just kind of standing around the court, that are standing on the outside of the fence, just cheering what they see, what they like, what they are enjoying. Then you got a got next spot for the next 3 or the next 5. In this environment, I feel that you can really get away with your 2 3v3 courts, 2 5v5 courts, or 3 3v3 courts and 1 5v5 court. This is that environment to get away with it. A simple simulated crowd that feels like the Pro-Am environment would make for some extremely intense moments. The 2K community would do nothing but share with each other. Like, it's one of those things where a person plays a game that has them sweating bullets right before they say, oh man, we walked away with that victory. Or, oh, nah. They not putting us off like that. They're not putting us off like that. So I would love to see these environments recreated in NBA 2K20 or even NBA 2K21. I know, you know, they already been working on the game, but these are things that I would love to see when it comes down to the type of environments that they bring into the game. I mean, can you imagine pulling up to any one of these courts, any one of them that I talked about, and outside of the 2v2 or even including a 1v1, instead of games going to 21, they go to 30, or just make it a time limit based game where it's 10 minutes and you got 14-second shot clock, this, that, and the other. But you got 10 minutes at the most. I'd say 5 or 6 minutes is probably the perfect time frame. But you got 10 minutes at the most. Whoever has the most points is winning at the end of that. You could see some extremely close games, some crushing blowouts. But most importantly, you'll see what I feel is going to be that dog eat dog mentality that comes with playing competitive sports. Now, like I said, I'm not the expert on it. These are just my opinions based on what I see. But I want to know what you think. You know, would you pull up at one of these parks? Do you think any one of these parks, based on the way I've explained it, the way I've laid them out, would make the 2K park experience better for you? As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on post notifications so you always catch each video the moment it comes out, and also check out one of the 2 videos you see on screen. This your boy JuKIng the Boss, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.